after. That's good. All right. Recording in progress. Well, we appreciate that. Rob Thomas, so good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, doing all right. And very excited for you because you're going back on the road, what, 25 days?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it actually. It's really funny. It's been a long time coming. Like honestly, I think I was planning this tour during COVID before Matchbox decided to make a record, and then
Oh, wow.
so I had to put the whole record and the tour and everything kind of in my back pocket for like a year and a half or 2 years while Matchbox made a record and we went out and toured. So this is kind of like uh, I had to like go back and remember like, oh, I forgot I was writing these songs.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to some new music from Rob Thomas. Rob, very funny story because I was going through some CDs the other day. I know who still has CDs, but I do. But I was going through and I found an old promo CD from when I worked in Boston. And the CD had a song from Tabitha's Secret on there. I was like, we're talking about old school.
Wow, that is crazy. Was it the thing that looked like a matchbox, like a matchbook?
No, it was before. So yeah, I think maybe that's what it was. I forget what the cover was, but I remember it was like just a promo CD. It wasn't of just Tabitha's Secret, but it had a bunch of other songs, but Tabitha's Secret, 3 a.m. was on there. It was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We were a part of like a lot of bands that were coming up in the South, and we all, we were this little community of bands. We were all helping each other. We were all kind of coming up together, and all of us had this thought, like we would keep making records on our own, but each, all of us had a song. Like if you were Seven Mary Three, every time you make a record, it would have Cumbersome on it, or if you were. Like so you always just knew that like, well, there was one song and 3 a.m. was our song. So every time we do anything, like it would have 3 a.m. on there.
Oh, that's so cool. It was so funny just to find that. And then all of a sudden I found out we're talking to Rob Thomas today. How it's like Kismet or something like that.
I just posted on Instagram the other day. I found, that little device that we used to use to open the CDs quickly?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's got that little razor blade in it.
I know, and I showed it to my son. My son's 27. I showed it to him and he was like, what the hell is that?
Exactly.
Exactly. Rob, tell us a little bit about the show. What's coming up? You're going to be here in Boston, August 15th. So tell us at Leader Bank Pavillion. Tell us a little bit about the show, what to expect.
Well, I mean, I've had the same solo band basically so this is the 20th anniversary of my first solo record. And I've had the same band, so it's another family that I can slip back and forth into.
That's incredible, by the way.
It really is. And it's a testament to them and Matchbox because both of them stick around when I'm doing something with the others. But, I mean, they have other jobs. I don't lock them away.
Right.
But on this, the only difference is my guitar player for my solo band decided not to tour anymore. And so now my son is my guitar player in my solo band.
Now, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
What are we going to hear?
I mean, it's basically, anything from the last 30 years could pop up on there. It's more solo heavy, but there's definitely some Matchbox in there. I have certain songs from Matchbox that I wrote myself that really always mean a lot to me and fans. And so we kind of reimagine them sometimes with the solo band in different ways. But it's the last 20 years of solo, some of the 30 of Matchbox, maybe a couple covers and some surprises in there. We're going out with Great Big World.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun summer for us anyway, and we hope everybody else too.
Rob, it's funny because we also have a third partner here. She's not with us now. She's 24 years old. And I said, hey, we're talking to Rob Thomas later on. She goes, oh my God, love that song Someday. I mean,
nice.
That's one of those songs that just connects with people. And I think that's what has sustained, I think, Rob's success is having those songs that people can relate to and just fall in love with.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I mean, I think I'm a pretty normal person. And if I write songs about, things that are happening to me and things that I think, we're all kind of going through similar experiences in different ways with, they have different names in there and the details are different. But I think in general, the way that we relate to things and the way that we're trying to work through things is pretty similar. And sometimes you tap into that in a song.
It's very cool just to see that. But that's the first word. She started singing the song right away. Someday.
I'm always amazed at that. Like, I'm amazed at when somebody says a song that they love and it's not smooth. And then when somebody says that they were like in their car listening to me and not that they just heard me at the Home Depot.
Right. Right. 100%.
Because we are so big. We are big at Home Depot.
About this, yeah. And you think about that success, by the way, of the Santana song. I mean, smooth, incredible. But that must be too weird too. Like you're walking through Home Depot and there's that song playing in the background.
It is. I've got like if you see like right behind me on the wall over there is my homage. That's that my picture of Carlos from Woodstock.
I
Yes.
love it.
And next to it is a little guitar there that he signed for me. Carlos is like he's become one of my best friends in the world. I mean, ever
Yeah.
since Smooth, we've just stayed attached to each other, and we're like our wives make fun of us because we sit up and text each other.
See? There we go.
That collaboration start? Because I'm sure in the beginning you didn't think that it would become what it has.
No, and originally I wasn't supposed to sing it. I was in between the first and second Matchbox record. We were working on the second Matchbox record, and I wanted to write some stuff that I wasn't performing on. And then I did the demo, and we just couldn't find the right match for it. And Carlos, was like, "Well, I like the guy on the demo. Does he sing?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's a singer." And he's like, "Well, let's just use him."
Yeah, this guy named Rob
Honestly, I
Thomas.
mean, when you're doing that, like Carlos had a minute where he was always a legend. I had played a bunch of festivals that he was on, but like he didn't have that kind of radio moment for quite a minute. And
Right.
and I just thought this was going to be something that I would get to do to tell my grandkids about, that I got to work with Carlos Santana, and the fact that it became the album of the year, literally, it became the album of the year. It was like the thriller of that year. It was a cool thing to be a part of.
I think that's so great. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. So your son's 27. He's coming to town with you. And tell us the
He's a
story about
Boston
the
kid,
first.
by the way. He
What's
grew up
that?
in Newton. He grew up in Newton.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and he went to Berklee College of Music in Boston. So
Oh, fantastic.
So that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to get to, because your first date with your wife, Marisol, you guys were kind of like playing phone tag at first, but is it
Yeah.
true that you guys were at a Boston music festival, like on your first date?
Yeah, because when we met, it was a very quick meeting, and I was smart enough to get her number, and I immediately went to Europe. And so our courtship really was happening before she was going to college, and I was getting off stage in Germany or wherever, and we'd get on the phone and we'd talk for hours and hours and hours. And so my first, like literally, I came back from somewhere in Europe straight to Boston to play this festival with Matchbox. And so I flew in to come and meet me so we could actually have our first like in person. But by the time we met, we really knew each other pretty completely. But it was a very weird, like remember I talked about those Southern bands. That band Sister Hazel was there.
Yes. Yes.
And the Backstreet Boys were there, and Mariah Carey. Like and so this was like our first date, was just like standing on the side of the stage watching Mariah Carey together.
So that could be
She
pretty
got, by
impressive.
the way,
too. Like,
Right?
she got the car that I tried to set up her trip for myself, which I never do, and so of course everything got bungled and messed up. And
Right.
the car that I had arranged never picked her up, so she wound up getting a ride from the airport to the hotel with Olivia Newton-John, just because Olivia Newton-John saw her there and was like, she looked a little lost, and she's like, "Can I help
Oh
you?"
my gosh.
And then, and so then,
how amazing.
I love these stories. I love these stories.
So I'm sure your wife Marisol never thought in a million years, well,
No.
her first date with you, she'd meet Mariah Carey, Olivia Newton-John, all these other
Mm-mm,
folks. How
mm-mm.
crazy.
yeah, I mean, she's a New York model, so she
Yeah.
and a Puerto Rican from Queens, so she's pretty no nonsense. It didn't phase her too much.
Yeah. Rob, we are so excited you're back, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the Leader Bank Pavilion. When did tickets go on sale, by the way?
That's a good question.
That was my question.
But yeah, I'll tell you
Search in the
that.
notes.
I'll
We'll get
have
it up
the
there.
answer on my next interview. I'll tell you that.
There you go. August 15th, Leader Bank Pavilion in Boston. Rob Thomas, so great to see your face again. Looking forward to the show.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Rob.
We appreciate it.